Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a knit stitch. So this would always be written as a K on patterns. It's the first stitch that most people learn to use. I'm going to be using this lovely chunky acrylic yarn and 9mm bamboo needles, which I'll link in the description box below. So you can see I've started here already. But if you've just got your cast on stitches on the needle, that's fine, just start there. So your first stitch, this is a really great tip to keep a neat edge, is you just slip it onto the right hand needle. So you need to be holding your knitting in your left hand, and then you're going to be knitting it onto your right hand needle. So you put the right hand needle into the left hand stitch and just literally slip it across onto your right hand needle, and you can pull it tighter. And this will just keep your edge really tight. Then to knit, you just put the needle in the loop, wrap the yarn around the bottom needle, push it back, and then that loop appears like you did when you were casting on. But instead of putting the loop onto the needle like you do with casting on, you just drop the loop off the left hand needle. Now this can feel a little bit scary at first because you think that's all just going to disappear or you're dropping stitches, but your stitches are now building up on your right hand needle, so this is absolutely fine. So again, push your needle through, wrap round the back, push the needle back and drop that off. So push in, wrap round, push the point back, drop off. I'll just carry on. I would highly recommend starting with a chunky yarn and chunky needles like this, because if you start with as much finer needle and yarn, you're probably going to get very frustrated and find that you can't kind of get going. This way you should be able to get going, see what you're doing, and kind of see results quite quickly. So starting with a chunky scarf or something would be a perfect kind of first knitting project. So when you get to your last stitch, just wrap the yarn round the bottom needle, knit it as normal, and then you just slip that left hand needle out, and then all your stitches are on your right hand needle, and that's your row done. Then to start your next row, all you do is you just flip the knitting over, put it into your left hand, and do the same thing again. Like so. So slip your first stitch, slip it off, and when you've put it into the second stitch you can pull that tighter, and then off you go again. And that's it, that's your knit stitch. So yes, you can see, you know you're doing it right if you have got these lovely ridges appearing and it feels like quite a sort of stable fabric without curling edges. Yeah, that's a beautiful garter stitch for you. So just continue for as long as says in the pattern. Thanks for watching, I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to showing you some new stitches next time. Good luck!
So to recap, cast on your desired amount of stitches, then slip your right hand needle into the first loop on the left hand needle, crossing underneath the left needle. For your first stitch on every row, just slip the stitch across from the left to the right needle, then gently pull the yarn tight to give a nice neat edge. Then put your needle back into your next stitch on the left hand needle. Wrap your yarn clockwise around the bottom needle. Pull the yarn loop you have just created through to the front. Then slip this loop off the left hand needle onto the right. Then continue to knit in the same manner, building up these stitches on the right hand needle. Once you have knitted the final stitch, slip the left hand needle out of your knitting. Then flip the knitting over and place it back in your left hand to begin the next row. Then you are ready to begin knitting your next row. Continue knitting in this manner to your desired length. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear any comments or feedback on what you'd like to see next. Thank you.